What's going on, Niner fam? I have hijacked. We just kicked Beto to the curb. Like,
Whack ass internet.
he need to get rid of that McDonald's internet and those Apple products. So it's me and Brandon tonight. I don't know who's going to show up because because we have absolutely nobody even knows we're on right now. Unless they see it like in passing, but it's me and you tonight, Brandon. And before we get to any of it, I've got to hear my music.
You gotta hear what?
Oh, and I'm having a Beto moment. Oh no. Well, I guess we're not going to hear my music. So Brandon, we had it's been a really interesting day today in of setting up channels, like getting people to come on the show. We were supposed to have Young Heavy on tonight. Beto's having problem with the technical stuff. Then it takes me forever to get everything set up, and then to top it all off, I think I just deleted my intro off of my off of my screen. So
Guy.
yeah, we're having all kinds of problems today. But so we had State of Franchise today, but there's a whole bunch of things going on in Ninerland. First off, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on the socials and where everybody can catch your content?
Yeah, so if you guys want to go ahead and hop over to Favorite Beverage Podcast, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button. We are one sub away to hitting 700. So please hit that sub button. We really appreciate it. We're also on X at FFPod49, or just spell out Favorite Beverage Podcast. We're there too. We're on Instagram and TikTok. Same thing, spelled all the way out for Favorite Podcast. We're also on Facebook as well. We got a Facebook page going. And then if you don't want to see this ugly ass mug, you could go ahead and hit that audio button. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, the whole 9 yards. We're on there. But yeah, we're here, man. Let's talk some Niner football.
Yeah, absolutely. And make sure you give the video a like. Make sure that you give it a subscribe. Make sure that you hit the bell so you get the notifications for when both me and Brandon go live. And I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I am on Facebook. I'm on Twitch now. I'm about to start playback. Like, I don't care where you get it, just get it.
Playback too, huh?
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. But we got some people trickling in. Trickling in. Don in the house. Appreciate you coming through, Don. Jimmy says, "What's up, Pete and Brandon?" Make sure you guys all hit that like button and the subscribe while you guys are here. So Mr. IU came out today that the 49ers offered him reportedly 26, which is, I think at this point, is kind of a lowball offer. What do you think? What do you think that this is just a negotiation, or do you think that this was a real bottom of the line, bottom line offer for them?
Well, from what I heard, it's the same amount that Amon St. Brown got offered as well. I think, honestly, I think he'd take it. That's just me, especially after him coming out and saying, I think it was yesterday, that he wants to be here, he wants to stay here, he wants to be a Niner for life. So I mean, maybe they offer him another one, but if he does end up taking this first offer, who knows? But I think shit's gonna get done regardless of the fact. Like, it's just gonna get done. I don't think Ayuk's going anywhere at all. I know people are starting to get scared that nothing's gonna happen, but I just have a strong feeling, even if it is like 27 mil, I think he'll sign it because he doesn't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah, me and Beto talked about this last week, and before we get to, I wanted to say what's going on to my guy TL. Appreciate you coming through. Always a pleasure. And but we were talking about it last week about what we thought that Ayuk was going to go for, and I'm kind of focused on the guarantees. I think it's going to end up being like 20 between 28 and 29 per year. I think that we have to
Okay.
look at, and I said it this last week. I'm not piggybacking off of some of a lot of people are out there saying kind of the same thing that I was talking about last week, which is you have to look at that Waddle contract because it's similar production,
True.
and if you look at the guarantees, Debo got 41 signing bonus. He got 41 up front.
Okay.
I think that puts that they're going to put IU, and I think Waddle got 35, somewhere around that. But I think that they're going to want to put Ayuk above Debo. So I
Mhm.
think that's going to end up putting him in that 45, anywhere between. I know it's going to be over 41 and to about 45. I think signing, and then as far as his guarantees, I think that what's it called? Waddle ended up with the little. I think he got 70, 70, 75, somewhere around there. But I think the uh, sweet spot for Ayuk is around that 70, anywhere between 70 and 75.
Yeah.
So I think that, and that'll put him above Debo, and I think that'll make him feel like he's the number one option going forward. But it'll keep him right underneath that 30 mil a year threshold, and it'll probably put him at a 28, 29 a year. So I think that's the important piece, and I think that's a good compromise. If he's asking for 30 and they're asking for 26, they're going to try and get him for the least amount as possible. It's a negotiation.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it is what it's supposed to be. And so I know people are getting excited about it. They're getting nervous. All this talk about, oh, they might let him play out his option. We go through this every year. I won't believe that he's going to play out his option until he's playing on his option.
Yeah.
I think that they're gonna end up getting it done. But
Yeah. For sure.
do you think that the players on the team are used to this by now, or are some of them looking at this contract negotiation like, hey, mine is coming up soon? Do you think that what is this going to say for me?
Um, I think they are kind of looking at it like, is this going to happen to me too? Type thing. Um, I don't know, man. Like, I just, I think, I think some because I think Trent's asking for a raise too, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Mm.
Um,
He's just asking for a deal. Nobody's saying
or deal.
if he's asking for a bag. Like
Okay.
so I think that that's a big part of that is
Yeah.
like because any deal that they do with Trent is going to lower his cap number, so which could
Exactly.
cause more space for IU. But go ahead.
Yeah, I know. So, like, you got to think about that too as well. And to me personally, like, we already know that starting next year, we're gonna basically have this issue to where we are gonna have to start paying a lot of guys, especially Brock Purdy, and we're gonna probably lose half of them. So, um, I think when that actually happens, I think that the way that the upper management's doing it right now, I don't think that happens next year when they do start signing people. I think it's going to go like little by little, start from the off season to literally training camp. I think you'll see more deals get done throughout that off season compared to what's going on this year. Just because we don't have many people that we need, like we have to sign or have to keep at this moment for this coming up season. Just really, it's just a uke right now, basically. So um, I don't see it happening again next year. I think I'll see it. I'll say we'll probably see it a lot earlier with the signees or like releasing of players too.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I just looked it up, and yeah, the Waddle ended up with 76 total guarantees, and Debo ended up only with 58.
okay,
So I don't think it's going to be hard to break his guarantees So I think it's going to be more along that Waddle size, like 70, probably going to be around 75, 70, 75. And then his guaranteed at signing was about 36. Debo's was 41 guaranteed at sign. So that's why I think that I think they're just going to give Ayuk his money up front because, they got to get ready for the Purdy deal. It would be nice to
Yeah.
get some of that money off the books early and leave some void years on there for the back end, just in case. So yeah, I think it's gonna be fine. I'm really looking at it as this is not going to be a hang up. I just feel it in my bones that he's going to get signed. It's going to be every year, and then we're all going to be talking about people were being ridiculous for doubting the Niners because they always get it done.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Um, and I think what makes it even more like 100% too that he is going to get signed or like he is going to sign a deal is, like I said before, the fact that he says that he does want to stay here. This is his home. This is, he wants to be a 49er. So
yeah,
I mean that right there just clarifies like it's gonna get done.
I think it's important. I
Yeah.
think exactly what you said is very, very important because you've got to look at this. People got to like where they work.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like where you work, you're miserable. And you're gonna take
Facts.
that next offer. If somebody's offering you more money, you taking it right away. You don't even care what kind of venue you're going to. You're not paying attention because you hate where you are now. Can't be any worse. But I think it says a
For
lot.
for example, Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
He hated being in Buffalo.
Hmm.
Moved
He
on to
hated it.
Houston.
He hated it this week. Like I think that he's kind of like he ebbs and flows because remember he was with Kirk Cousins. He wasn't putting up the numbers that he was putting up in Buffalo.
No.
And which is why he wanted to go to Buffalo. Then he's put up astronomical numbers, and he has one little tiny blip of a down season, and now he's ready to go again. Like,
Yeah. And I think also too it has to do with them not being able to reach the Super Bowl as well.
mhm. It could be, and I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not
I
going to
don't.
get on the whole Stephon Diggs
I
rant,
know.
but I just don't think he's that important. I think he's going to be that important for the Texans. If he can stay healthy, that gives CJ Stroud a humongous weapon to talk about. But this is not a Texans podcast and not a Bills podcast.
You're about to say this isn't the 49ers
I was
podcast.
about to go all the way down the NFL rabbit hole.
Mhm.
like but we got IU. We're about to have IU when they get him signed because we're going to talk about it like he's like it's a foregone conclusion because I think it is. So when he gets signed, what do you think this does for the dynamic of the locker room
Um,
this season?
well, first off, what's up, Terradome?
Oh, what's going on, Terradome? I didn't even see you there.
Secondly,
My guy.
honestly, I don't think it like I don't see any negative like affection to the locker room at all. I think after he gets signed, it's time to focus on winning the big one, and that's the Super Bowl. Um, the I'm sure the boys are hyped. They're ready to like get out there again and freaking work hard, grind, and fight to get to the end. And this time, win it all.
Yeah.
Um, and honestly, this is I'm not I'm gonna say it. I think this is our last chance to even be able to reach the Super Bowl
You think so?
with what we have right now.
Maybe with the guys that we got right now.
With yeah, exactly.
Now, with that being said, I think because I think that we said this last year. I think a lot of people said this last year, and people thought that we were going to lose a lot of bodies this year, and it doesn't seem to be materializing that way. and somehow Parag finds a way every single season to keep the kick in the can down the road and make it. Let's run it back and let's add to it. They consistently find a way to retool and to just make minor adjustments. They might lose one, they might lose two, but they find a way to bring their core guys back and somehow make up space to add another one or two little small pieces. And I think they're going to figure it out. I think I'm gonna. This is my bold prediction. I think that Kittle is going to retire a Niner.
How many more
As
years
much
do
as
you think he has?
What was that?
How many more years do you think he has?
I think he has at least. Let's see. He's 31 now. I think he has at least 5 more years.
Okay.
And I think that he's going to get another deal with the Niners. It's not going to be the dollar amount that he's making now, obviously. But I think that Kittle loves the game. I think he loves the team. I think he loves Shanny. I think he loves it's the culture. It has something to do with the culture, and not that he's going to take a complete discount, but it would not surprise me if he came in making just a few million less than what he's making now to stay here. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So I think Kittle's going to end up retiring a 49er. I think Juice, rather than go somewhere else, I think he's going to end up retiring after this year. It wouldn't surprise me. Or he comes into less
Really?
number. Or he comes in at a less number. Where is he going? Who uses a fullback like that?
Yeah. Well, is this his last year on the contract?
I think he might have one more. Let me see. But let me see. Use check. First off, how do you spell use check?
I think he plays maybe
There he is.
a year or two more with the Niners. You want it?
We'll see. Juice. Oh, I had it and then I lost it. But while I'm looking him up, who do you think that they're going to lose next season?
I think we lose. Ooh. I think we lose Mooney Ward. I think unless is he still on a contract or is he a free agent next year? I can't remember. Let me see.
Yeah, no, he's a free agent after this season.
He is okay. That's what I thought. So yeah, I could see us losing him. I could see us losing. Fuck, I don't even know.
Oh, they got him for 2 more years. They got Kyle for 2 more years.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
They got him to 2026 is his he goes unrestricted free agent.
Okay.
So they got him 1 more year. 1 more year. The last 3 are void years.
Gotcha. Fucking A. From the let's see here. Honestly, right now, I can't think right now, dude.
I think that there's a few people that may not be here, and I think that they're going to find a way to keep the core. Think guys I think that Kittle's going to be here. I think that Greenlaw, they're going to find a way to keep Greenlaw. I think that they are going to find a way to, as long as Greenlaw can stay healthy. If Greenlaw gets hurt again, then all bets are off.
Yeah, he's gone.
But I think that I think if he can stay healthy this year, he has a good chance of coming back because they're going to find a way. The
Is is Kinlaw coming? Is Kinlaw coming back this year?
No, Kinlaw's gone. He's on the
Kinlaw's
Jets.
gone.
He's on
Oh
the
yeah, that's
Jets.
right. Okay, that's what I thought. I've
And
been so freaking like busy, I can't keep up anymore.
but I think
um,
the core, like I mean, Bosa ain't going nowhere.
nope.
Trent, I think he's itching to restructure his deal, and I think he wants to stay for at least one, maybe 2 more years, and then he's
Yeah,
probably going to retire.
he'll retire. Yeah,
So I think he's a good bet to come back, and then
Huff's contract's coming up too.
yeah, Hafanga depends on if he can stay healthy. Like, but I would say that it also depends on what Malik looks like. Malik Mustafa.
Yep.
If he looks good, uh, but I mean, if Huff stays healthy, it's his job to lose because Huff is way too good of a player. If he
Maybe
can stay
Debo.
healthy, that I don't care what Mustafa does, he's not going to outshine Huff.
What about Demo?
Demo will be here. They are going to find. I think they're going to find a way to keep him.
Yeah,
There, he is. He's a part of the culture now.
yeah,
He's
he
made
is
himself a part of the culture. I
for
think that
sure. He is. Yeah,
that they want him in the building.
Debo's gone.
I, you know, the more they talk about this, the more we talk about this, I have this because people forget this part of keeping all these guys on. The salary cap is going up every single season,
Yeah, that's true.
exponentially. And yes, they have to pay Brock, but they could absolutely, because of how much Debo costs. You know what they're going to do? They're going to restructure his deal and and,
Restriction his
and create
contract.
a create cap space, and then backload Brock's deal to keep all these guys
I,
here for another couple of years.
I think another reason why people keep saying it too is because of uh Persall getting drafted in the first round. You know what I mean?
Wait, what happened?
I said I think the only reason why people keep talking about it as well is because of the Persall draft, or he was drafted at, and how, and I'm hearing good things about him in mini camp right now too.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's only mini camp, but fuck, I mean, he's fitting right in.
I agree, but this is the thing. Who are the 49ers going to take? I know that they just gave you an excuse. And me and Beto talked about this last week. They
Mhm.
just gave us an excuse as to why they don't draft offensive linemen early. They basically told Forrester told everybody. He said, "Look, Kyle and Lynch feel like they just need guys that are good enough and that can be in the right spot at the right time. They don't really care. They don't really care about having a premier player at those positions. Like until Trent Williams goes down, and then the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
but because of that, they invest everywhere else. And he said it over and over again. He said it again today at the State of the Franchise, like that they want to get as many guys on this on the field that are dangerous with the ball in their hands. And I think that they just don't have a lot of holes. So you just bring in as many weapons as you can. If somebody goes down, you got another weapon.
Yeah,
And they've got a crazy deep team. If you really start breaking it down, they've done a great job of creating depth everywhere on this team. And whether we like the offensive line or not, you've got and you think about what they said from a stance of we just need some people that are above the line, like that are not terrible. If you think of it in that perspective, they've got a crazy deep offensive line full of guys that are just above the line or just right at the line.
true.
So if that's what they're looking for, I mean, it's they've got a lot of players on that in that area. So what do you think is what do you think that I mean? Because if you look at the rest of the draft class, these are all guys that are probably going to sit.
I agree.
So what else? I mean, even Pearsall, he's probably not going to start. I mean, starting is a relative term, but he's not going to get more than 30, maybe 30 targets this
Yeah.
season. So when you think about it all, and I hate to do that to the 49er fans who are getting they get so excited about all the new players on the team, but that I mean
But
that's the
it's true.
reality. That's the reality, and it's because this 49er team is so good, and they have so many good players in so many spots that it's really hard to get those rookies and even the second year guys on the field. So
Yeah.
who do you think out of this draft class is going to end up being the main, not even the main guy, but the guy that flashes the most?
That flashes the most.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, if we're
What's
just
going on,
picking
David?
like offense, honestly, I'm gonna kind of give it to Ricky Pearsall, and then defense. Hmm, I'm blanking on his name right now. I know who it is.
On Mustafa?
Yeah, Mustafa.
Yeah,
Either.
I could see it. Like, because I think that the 49ers this year are going to end up using a lot of those. Everybody thinks that they're going to use a lot of those three safety looks that a
Oh yeah,
lot of
for
teams are
sure.
going to. So, and they're going to probably want to use Mustafa closer to the line of scrimmage because everybody's talking about he's a big ball of muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's a tackling machine. If you watch his tape, once he gets his hands on you, you're going to the ground. You're not. He doesn't miss tackles on his college tape. Now, granted, that's college. We'll see what it's like when he gets against the thoroughbreds in the NFL. But yeah, for the most part. But yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be very disappointing for people that want. Every team gets excited about their rookie class. They want to see who's the next guy to break out. It's going to be really hard to break out unless somebody goes down on the 49ers. That's just
Yeah, that's true. And honestly, you saw that last year,
yeah, yeah,
right? Like Jair Brown.
yep,
You know.
absolutely.
So
So let's flip it. Let's flip it. Let's talk about that state of the franchise that they had. I think it was yesterday, right? It was yesterday, and the
that's weird. I didn't get a
so
notification.
what was that?
I said that's weird. I didn't get a notification that they went live for
Yeah,
that.
I didn't see it till this morning,
Yeah.
and but I watched it this morning, and what did you take anything from what the coaches and Jed York and Lynch got up there and said?
Um, to be honest with you, I haven't yet to watch it, so I'm
Oh, okay,
not
I thought you would.
exactly sure yet. If you want to just kind of talk about it a little bit, so you get a little taste of like what they were talking about and what was going on and stuff. By the way, what's up, Dion?
Oh, I didn't even see Dion. What's going on, Dion? We should have brought you on today, bro.
Hey, Dion, if you still can, man, glad to have you on right
Yeah,
now.
you can come on. You can come on through. I'll send you a link. But the basically what they weren't saying anything that we haven't heard. They were really talking about how Jed York was glowing about Kyle and Lynch and how much they've had the continuity for the last
Sounds
8 years, and how it's so great to have so much success, which I know that the fans out there that can't stand Kyle hate hearing it. Uh,
yes, they do.
yeah, they hate hearing it. Let me see. Where can I put
Like
it?
my boy Dion, he hates hearing it.
I can't. I can't find it.
And then
But
so
yeah, go ahead.
so basically, he was just praising them for like
There he is.
how good they've been, except for winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, basically they were saying they went right into the things that all the people that love Shanny say, which is they've been to 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls,
Mhm.
and or I mean 4 of the last 5 NFC Championship games, and been to 2 Super Bowls in the 8 years, and
Damn,
yeah,
has it really been 8 years already?
it's been 8 years.
Holy shit, that
It's
flew,
been
bro.
yeah, time life comes at you fast.
That shit
I
flew.
mean, Kittle's 31 now.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
but
crazy.
yeah, they talked a lot about that, and then they talked about the then they got the players in there. They talked to Purdy and Kittle. Kittle like did most of the talking as usual.
Of course.
Bosa was there on the same panel,
Was it
and
Bosa or was it Stephanie?
I couldn't tell. He was a little rocked up, so I don't know if Steph has been in the gym that much. Like so yeah, well I don't know. We'll see, but I'll have to look at it again. But I'm pretty sure it was both. And but yeah, they talked about, what was their favorite Niner moments. And it was really interesting hearing all the different guys' favorite Niner moments and what it meant to them. And it kind of speaks to the culture. Kittle talked, but I will tell you that the one constant out of them was they all Bosa, at least Bosa and Kittle, both talked about their favorite games were games that the 49ers went off on the running game. And they both talked about it like it was great to
Nice.
watch them run the ball down people's throats
Okay.
and be physical. Being physical, that was their number one memory. And then, of course, Brock's first moment, his moment was his game in Tampa Bay against when he went against Brady, because obviously I think that was his first official start.
Okay.
So yeah, he was in front of your parents and his dad crying. I know I got emotional that game, like a little bit, because being a dad myself, I could only imagine. I could only imagine my kid going out there, the last pick in the draft, not even supposed to be out there. Uh, the Yeah, but I would lose it. I would lose it. His dad was bawling like a baby on the sideline, and I didn't blame him at all. But it was a cool to hear Bosa talk about, like his favorite game was, I think, was the Minnesota game in the playoffs where they just manhandled them and they just
2019,
didn't.
right?
Yeah.
I loved that game. That game was awesome.
Yeah. And I think Kittle's was the Green Bay game where Mostert just went off.
Yeah. Yep. Moser went off in Minnesota, and then um, that Green Bay game was so stressful, dude.
Yeah, it was
And the snow.
the one. Well, the Mostert one. I think they handled him pretty good on that one. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the one in the snow though,
The one
that
in
was
that one
crazy.
was stressful.
That
Yeah.
was just insane. Like
Just the way they won basically
yeah,
was like you've never seen nothing like it, you know?
yeah, with Huff, with them blocking a kick and then Huff taking it in for a touchdown was just that was crazy, crazy. Um,
It was awesome. For
but
sure.
I did want to talk about one thing that I saw today, and the shout out to Jason Aponte. He put out an article today talking about what teams would we get so down on Kyle. A lot of people get down on Kyle and blame him for a lot of things. and for him not getting over the hump. But he did a whole article about what teams would probably would fire their coach and take Kyle right now. And I mean, for him it ended up being most of the league. But which teams? How many teams do you think? How many teams do you think would take Kyle over and just fire their coach right now?
That's a good fucking question.
Yeah, it's when you start to go down the list, and I'm gonna bring up the.
I might have to agree with Jason, to be honest. What's up, Red Jet?
Let me see.
Yeah, I'd probably say most of the teams, maybe.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think about Baltimore?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think they would take Shanny. But this
Steelers,
this is an interesting one, and is Denver.
I could see that.
Do you think they would fire Sean Payton?
Yes.
You think they would fire Sean Payton?
Yes.
Because Jason doesn't think that they would.
Really?
He thinks that he had his first season. It was like a tumultuous season. He's considered a really good coach. They did make progress. So, like, what his thought process is, why blow it up like so soon? And like,
all right, Red Jet. Thank you.
I think that Sean Payton needs a quarterback to run his offense properly. And yeah, he can't run his offense without one, without a good one. So
I feel like he could have done it with Russ, though.
I don't think so. Russ has always been overrated.
He started to get better. Like after like a year or two being in Denver, it looked like he was starting to get like a little bit better to where shit was happening type thing. You know, and I could say the same thing with Justin Fields with the Bears. Like he was starting to get shit done this past season, but Bears wanted to move on already. So
yeah. What's going on, Red Jet? I see you down there. Like always a pleasure, fam. Like but yeah, I think I don't know. I think that Jason's probably right that they wouldn't just blow it up so soon for Shanny. But if I was them, I would. I just don't like Sean Payton. Maybe that's what it is.
I agree. I think Sean Payton was good with only one team and only one quarterback, and that was the Saints and Drew Brees.
Yeah.
He should stay retired, to be honest.
Here's a good one. Here's an interesting one. What about Miami?
No, I don't think so. The only reason why I say no too is because it's literally the same offense.
It is, but I mean,
and Mike McDaniel he's been doing very well with Miami.
True, but they've gotten to a point. They're almost what the 49ers were when Shanny first got there, with all the injuries at inopportune times, and they just could not break through. That the third year might be the one.
Yeah, how many years has it been?
I think this is their third season.
Third? This might be the one where they actually stay healthy, you know, and I think they go further this time.
Okay, we shall see. I mean, I just don't trust Tua. I don't know if he can stay healthy for them, but I mean, they keep finding a way. And then their defense, they lost a few players on defense, which I think kind of makes them susceptible. They're gonna have to score a ton of points.
Oh, here's a good one for you, and also funny. Cowboys don't give up Mike McCarthy for Kyle.
Oh, you don't think they would?
Nope.
You
If they
don't
haven't,
think that they would?
if they haven't gotten rid of McCarthy now, I mean, imagine you
Mm.
fucking. I can't even think of his damn name right now.
Who? Jerry Jones?
Jerry Jones is an idiot.
I think McCarthy would, if there was even a chance to get Shanny, and Shanahan's one request to go there was for them to sacrifice McCarthy on a on a barbecue. They would. I think Jerry Jones would in a heartbeat.
I don't see it. I just don't see it.
I just think that he will. I think Jerry Jones wants the least of the path of least resistance, but I also think that, and we know Shanny likes his power. I mean, Shanny does like his power,
That's what I'm saying,
which he's not
bro.
going to get there. But I don't think that that would stop Jerry Jones from bringing him in.
It's not gonna.
Maybe,
I don't see it. I don't see.
maybe,
I don't
yeah,
see it.
maybe, like maybe not. What do you? This was an interesting one for me that I completely disagree with Jay on. Was what do you think about the Cardinals?
What did Jay put?
He thought that they would. I don't think that they would
Why?
because they do show. I think that that team showed a lot of progress last season without Kyler Murray. With Kyler Murray, like not being, I think that that team showed a ton of heart, and like I was kind of pissed off about it, to be honest, because I wanted Gannon to fail miserably. like, but
I
they played
so
really hard for him.
you say that, but now they do take Kyle
Uh huh.
and they get even better.
Well, maybe. I mean, because they would have to completely redo their team to fit what Kyle wants.
Yes, but it'll happen.
I mean, but they would have to completely blow it up and start from scratch. And that's something that I don't know that they would
I don't
want.
know if they would completely go from scratch though.
I mean, they would have Kyler Murray. They would
Mm-hmm.
have uh they would have Marvin Harrison. They got Marvin Harrison Jr., right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And who? They got a decent they got some decent offensive lineman pieces, but not in Shanny's not they're not zone blockers. So Shanny would want to redo the line.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely going to want to redo that defense. I mean, they got to completely blow up that defense, and then they don't have a fullback. They don't have a fullback. I mean, it would be a very lengthy process. I feel like it would take them at least a couple of years for Shanny to get something out of that team. And I think that
I
Gannon
don't
is
know.
like maybe the same amount away from he's maybe one more off season away from getting talked about.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Yeah, we will see for
Yeah,
sure.
we'll see. One more, and then we're going to talk about the last thing.
Okay.
Uh, what about which I had it right in front of me? Okay, this one's gonna piss off a lot of people. What about the Chargers?
No, no. I think you can't replace Jim Harbaugh.
You can't replace Jim Darbaugh?
I mean, you can, but to me personally, I thought he was a very good coach, and I was so pissed off when we got rid of him.
Yeah, I agree. Like, um, now with that being said,
Mm-hmm.
my interpretation of the Harbaugh regime is that he and take into account that I'm a Michigan fan. So
Okay.
while I do appreciate that he got us another championship, I I've always looked at Harbaugh as a coach that once his rah rah nonsense starts to wear off, you saw what happened towards the end of his regime. I think that he comes in with a really he's got. I mean, we talk about Kyle's ego all the time.
Hmm.
It's nothing like Harbaugh's. Harbaugh has a ridiculous ego. So so yeah. I don't know. I just think that I think Harbaugh. I think people forget what this team looked like Harbaugh's last year, and you can say that there was a lot of things going on
We
behind the scenes, but
we didn't have jack shit on that team.
wait a
Last
minute,
year.
we had the same players.
Not exactly.
Who wasn't there?
And everybody figured out Kaepernick.
Well,
That was the main thing
the
during
main thing. No,
Harbaugh's era was Kaepernick being able to run and basically destroy the defense.
okay. So that's my question. If it's so dependent on the actual player instead of your actual scheme, because Harbaugh's offenses were trash. Ha-
Well, well, before Kaepernick, Alex Smith was actually doing very well in Harbaugh's offense before he
he
got
was
hurt.
he was doing okay, but they were still like what 15. I don't even think they ever made it over 15. At 15th overall offense. Like I'm pretty sure we can look it up,
Let's look it up.
uh, but yeah
When he joined, when he joined,
his what was
what
it?
year? What year did he join?
2012 was it? No, 2011. 2011. I think it was 2011.
Okay. Um,
But yeah, Harbaugh has never been accused of having had like. I think if we all remember correctly, we would complain all the time. Once we got up against those better teams, our offenses would bog down until the point like where Kaepernick kind of burst onto the scene and teams just didn't know what to do with his athleticism. And then the mistake was that Harbaugh and the team went away from what they were doing with the RPOs and everything with Kaepernick, and they tried to make him a pocket passer, and that was the mistake, in my opinion.
yeah, that's true.
So what do you got? What's the ranking?
I'm trying to find it still.
Oh,
Um,
offense. AFC. That's standings.
hmm.
He was. Ooh, he's pretty far down there. 2011.
11.
2011.
Yeah, 2011. What was it?
I think that was his 2011. Well, let me make sure that was the year he was
That was
there.
his first. That was his first season, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think they went
2011.
9-7 that year.
They did. Wait, 49.
Oh, no, 2011, they went 13-3 and lost in the conference championship.
Let's just make sure that was Jim Harbaugh, 13-3. So
Yeah.
13-3, and
Uh-huh.
they said that the team stats, team offensive statistics, they ranked them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
So it was the defense.
It was the defense and the running game because they
Well, we
they
also
passed.
didn't
They
have a
only passed.
quarterback that year.
They only passed
Did
that
we?
year for
Was that Alex Smith's
20.
year?
Yeah, it
Or
was.
it was?
They
Okay.
passed for 2,900 yards,
Okay.
and they ran the ball for rush yards for 2,044.
We were a running team.
So we were running the ball 60% of the time. That
We were a
first
running
season.
team. I think we were a running team most of Harbaugh's era.
It was defense. It was defense and the running game,
Yeah.
because Alex Smith. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know.
So,
And then when
it
Cap
is.
got in there, he didn't really have an arm, and he was mostly
Well, Cap didn't get in until the next season.
Yeah, and it was a lot of mobility and shit.
Yeah,
And they went 11-4-1, lost in the Super Bowl that year.
yeah.
That was the horrible.
So let's see what their offense was that next season, 2012. Is this 2012?
Yeah.
No, this is not 2012. Oh, submit. Now they go up. Oh, they went up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They went up to 11th the next season.
That's a big jump.
Yeah. Well, that was the year, like halfway through Kaepernick took over, and then they went to 3,200, almost 3,300 passing yards, and 2,491 rushing yards. Which, thank you, Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a dual threat, but still they were 11th, and I think that was the height. And then after that, if they went to, if you go to one more year, let's look at where he fell off after that.
It was 2014.
Well, 2013. Oh.
They had a good season in 2013.
Well, they made it to the NFC Championship that year.
Yeah, and then 2014 is when they went 8-8.
Yeah, but their offense went back down. It went all the way back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. They went down to 24th. So it was, and I mean, my point stands about Harbaugh's offenses. Now, granted, he has, and we don't even want to talk about his offenses at Michigan. He had blue chippers all over the place, and their offense was still just run. But but what I want to say about the reason why I would take Shanny over Harbaugh is that today's player is not a college style player.
Yeah,
You're not going to get him with a bunch of rah nonsense.
exactly.
So I would take Shanny over Harbaugh in a heartbeat. But with that being said, what was the last thing you wanted to talk about? That CMC being the Madden curse and CMC being on the cover of Madden.
It stopped when Patrick Mahomes was on the cover. That shit stopped. We're fine. Niner fans need to relax because that curse is not. It's not it. It's not it no more. CMC, congrats on making it on the cover. The first Niner since who was it? Was it remember the last Madden cover for the Niners was?
Ooh, for the Niners, because Cap didn't get it.
Somebody put it up. I forgot who it was.
Who would have? I mean, if you want to count To, no, he
Um,
wasn't To. He was on the 2K. He was on 2K. Um, hmm, who would have been? Who would have been the last 49er to be on Madden?
hold on, let me tell you. Who was the last 49ers player to be on the Madden cover?
I found this on the web.
It was Garrison Hurst.
Mm. Yeah, we know what happened to his leg.
Thanks, Bebop.
Appreciate you. Bebop in the house. Appreciate you, fam. Oh, look at who popped in.
Look who it is.
The guy with the Mickey Mouse
The
internet.
guy with the Walmart ass internet. Now I can cap him since he capped me last week.
He just take it. Take that.
Yeah, with your whack ass Walmart internet connection.
I'm sure Beto's gonna get it fixed, and like we'll be on next Tuesday. But I would say I don't believe in the whole curse. If there was a Madden curse, then Mahomes. I think Mahomes has been on the cover twice
Yep.
since. So,
Yes.
and I don't think what's his name, Josh Allen had too bad of a season. I don't think he had too bad of a season. It wasn't a disaster or anything. He didn't
Nope.
make the Super Bowl, but anyway.
Oh.
With that being said, you got anything else, Brandon? Otherwise, we're going to get out of here.
I think that's it. Beto said to kiss his whack ass, so we got time for that.
Yeah,
So
that's a lot of kissing.
that's a whole lot of ass to take care of. I'm good, man. You can ask your wife for that shit.
So you got anything going on this week, Brandon?
No, nothing this week. I will be talking to the guys again, see when they want to get on. But like I said in the beginning of the show, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it. Love how everybody was on your channel. Just kidding. Subscribe. We're almost to 700. We're at 699. So one more and we'll be at 700. Follow us on Twitter or X, I should say, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And then if you want to listen to the audio portion of us, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts. And yeah.
So
I'll keep you guys posted too when we go live again with the regular crew with Christian, Dion, and Anshul and everybody. But yeah. What about you, Pete?
So yeah, I got another show coming out, Niner Fanatic Podcast. What you're watching right now. Make sure that you give this video a like Brandon said. Make sure you give it a like. Make sure you give it a subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so you get those notifications for when I go live, so that you know when Beto's internet is going to go out and I have to start a new show right away. You just know that we're going on, and you get that notification. So get on that now as we speak. Tell your friend to tell a friend so we can be friends every day, every week. And yeah, like Brandon said, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch. I'm about to be on Playback. You can't get away. I don't care where you get it, just get it. And yeah, but I'll be on Thursday. That's when I'm planning to go on, and we'll be talking about something. The 49ers, they're never going to give us any shortage of things to talk about. So come on in and get involved in the chat, just like Bebop and Beto and Throwback, Red Jet, Don, TL came through, David McNiner, appreciate you coming through, Steve-O, Gammon, Terror Dome, always a pleasure. Just like all my peoples, like you come through and we're just gonna have a good time. So
and don't be like our boy Beto and have a Mac, okay?
Yeah, don't do Apple products.
Never have issues.
Yeah, you have internet issues. That's just the way life goes. But with that being said, we're gonna get out of here, fam. Appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys on the flip side, and as always, go Niners.
Go Niners. Peace.